Genetic variation within population. Variation. What's the meaning of variation? Variation, it means different traits between individuals of a population. And genetic variation comes from several sources. Number one, mutation. What's the meaning of mutation? Mutation is a change in a gene of a DNA, and that change can pass to the offspring. That creates new traits and creates variation within population. Number two, recombination. Recombination, it's happened because of crossing over that occurs during meiosis. Meiosis 1. As you can see here, crossing over between homologous chromosomes, exchange of equal segments between homologous chromosomes that creates different traits or variations. That's why you look different from your dad and mom. Number three, hybridization. Hybridization, it is not recommended because it produces offspring can't reproduce anymore. And hybridization occurs between two different species because occurs when individuals of different species can't find mates of own species. For example, horse crosses with donkey. This crossing produces species can't reproduce anymore. Population genetics. We can see here population for fish, and it shows different traits for the population here, different size of fish. It means different traits or variation for this trait. And they all found in the population. This graph shows a population of fish varies in size, and this distribution graph is called a bell curve. What's the meaning of bell curve graph here? It means no natural selection happens here. All traits are found and they can survive in environment. All traits can survive in environment. Different traits. And normal distribution here showed by bell curve graph. Bell curve graph. The gene pool. The gene pool, it means the total genetic information available in a population. What's the meaning of gene pool? Okay, every trait you inherited from your mom and dad has two genes or two alleles, one from mom and one from dad. We are 80 students, and we are going to talk about height trait. Everyone has two alleles, one from mom and one from dad, two height trait. How many alleles found in your classroom for height traits? You got two alleles. Each one got two alleles. What is the total genetic information for the height trait in your classroom? You are 8 students. To calculate the total genetic information here, you can say 8 times 2 equals 16 because everyone has two alleles for height trait. It is called total genetic information or gene pool for height trait. What's the meaning of allele frequency? You get two alleles, one from mom and one from dad, dominant and recessive. Dominant allele has uppercase letter, recessive allele has lowercase letter. To calculate allele frequency of uppercase letters, for example, T capital, you have to count T capital in your population, and then you have to divide the number of T capital by the total number of alleles of all types in the population. Count T capital over all number of alleles, T capital and T small. Allele frequency is determined by dividing the number of a certain allele by the total number of allele of all types in the population. For example here, we have population of frogs. And this population shows a trait, skin color. And G capital codes for green color. And G small codes for brown color. And each frog has two alleles for skin color. To calculate allele frequency for G capital, you have to count G capital in this population. We have here how many G uppercase letter? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 alleles over the total number of alleles. How many alleles in this population? How many frogs here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 frogs times 2, 12. And how many alleles for G capital? 7. To calculate frequency of allele G capital, you have to divide 7 by 12. And to calculate frequency of allele G small, you have to count G small. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 over 12. Now you can get percentage of each allele.